Dexter, it's time for your 23rd of August 2022 NXT review, and it's feeling more like NXT UK as the week goes on here, because as the weeks goes on, but looks like we're unifying all the belts. And just to sum up this situation, well, not sum up, but give my thoughts on it. There's talk, or I think it's actually been confirmed, that they're doing NXT Europe. So personally, I think they're just going to unify all these belts and then create like the new like NXT European World like champion, you know, because that's the only explanation. Because like I just don't see any other reason why these belts are getting unified. They must just be like not. They must just be transitioning the UK into Europe, because of course it is on Europe, you know. For all you Yanks out there that don't have a Scooby snack about the world map other than your own state, I'm not from the Bronx, you know, that's how it works. But that's how I think was going to happen. But we move on to tonight's opening segment, and it's Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate agreeing to a championship unification match at Worlds Collide. It's just, you know, Tyler Bate, an absolute jobber. Braun Breaker, I mean, he's the Steiners 2.0. If this guy loses to Tyler Bate, I'll probably stop watching NXT, because it would be the biggest injustice ever. I mean, come on, Tyler Bate sucks, man. Look at the guy, he looks like Chris MD on crack. I'd fucking slap him to the side and batter him myself, and I've never stepped foot inside the four-way circle, brother. The squared circle, the four-way circle. Am I smoking? But yeah, so it looks like they're agreeing to this match. We then have Gallus, the wee Scotsman, taking on Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Match ends in a counter. It's just a massive brawl. Gallus are a bit of a mess, aren't they, man? They're like, "Leafy Scotland," and then like it works and you're watching still game, but when you're watching a product by the WWE, does it really work? I mean, Drew McIntyre, albeit I think McIntyre's got the best accent, but at the same time, these guys, man, it's just a wee bit absolutely atrocious in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, the Diamond Mine jump the Scottish trio here. Previously results in a big counter. We have a big backstage segment between Diamond Mine and these two inbred bastards talking about, oh man, we're going to all batter Gallus, but we'll just leave enough for us to get some on them. And then Roderick Strong's in the middle of them all like, no man, and then like, you're not even the best tag team in NXT, you know. And Roderick Strong standing there like, aye, this guy sucks, man. Seeing this segment when they're all backstage, he's literally about 10 foot taller. Or no, he wishes he was 10 foot taller than them all, but they're all about 10 foot taller than him. And that goes for the smallest guy. So I don't really understand what's going on. But then we have the debut episode of the Grayson Waller effect. Grayson Waller interviewing Apollo Crews. And you know what? This is a good segment. I've no complaints. Apollo Crews' main roster run was pretty shite. He did the whole Nigerian thing, which was debatable, but it was alright at the same time. Grayson Waller, good on the mic. It was good. It actually had like a unique, like small wee like box camera, like it felt like a reality thing, which actually made it feel different. Apollo Crews basically says he's been champion every day of the week apart from Tuesday, and then Dex Grayson Waller went, "That's the Apollo effect." Basically ends the segment, but it was actually pretty good. I mean, I'm probably not doing it justice there, but you know what? I liked it. Cameron Grimes defeats Javier Bernal. Am I supposed to say anything about this match? Probably, but he then goes backstage. Javier Bernal obviously pissed off. There's this woman backstage, don't know who it is. He's like, you're exactly almost. You're just not quite good enough for Javier. And then the security guard walks over and is like, you don't speak to women like that, get out. Javier tucks his tail in between his legs and fucks off, and it's like, this is a wrestler jobbing at the security guard, despite the fact that we've seen on previous occasions that like one wrestler can beat up about 50 of these guys. What was this? What was this? I didn't get this. And then as he's walking away, the security guard goes, "What a prick!" Like he just comes out and says, "What a prick!" It's like, we're TV 14, baby. We then have Blair Davenport taking on here she's debuting here, taking on Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell loses here. I just don't really care. I mean, this Davenport kind of just looks like the Poundland version of Paige, in my opinion. There's just not an awful lot going for her. But yeah, she's been shoehorned into a fucking triple threat match between Mandy Rose and Mika Satomura. But before we get to that, after this match, I believe it was after this match, like in terms of the segments, this kind of makes sense for it to be after this match. Indy Hartwell grabs the mic, starts ranting about how things have went downhill the past couple of months, kind of implying since like Dexter left. And then as she's like saying this, Dexter comes out from under the ring. They do this weird crawl towards each other in the ring. He picks her up, Index is back. They start kissing. Oh yeah. And then they head backstage. He hands her like a note. Of course here. It was very sad, guys. Index was together not so long. It basically says on the note, goodbye Indy for now. ... I love you forever. And then yeah, he walks outside. He gets arrested. So it's like, this guy's been like arrested or took by security or police like on every episode of fucking TV for the past couple of weeks. Like, and they're not going to be able to arrest him soon and actually put a bit of jail time on him. I mean, what's going on? Don't really know. But yeah. Then after this, we do have the whole Mandy Rose and Davenport slabbering at each other. Out comes the NXT UK champion, Mika Satomori. Who is this? Like, she looks about 60 and she's just shite on the mic. Mandy, I'm going to defeat you in the young English slang. Pretty much how that went. That's going to be a triple threat match. Both belts on the line, just like the men's title match. But again, Davenport's at this match. Probably so. I mean, Mandy Rose is winning. Like, I doubt she's no winning, to be perfectly honest. And then we have the Diad taking on Legado del Fantasma. Fantasma doing a good job here. We've got Tony D and his wee man, 2 stacks or 5 piece or whatever the fuck they're called at ringside. They're at ringside, but Legado loses here. The Diad win was, I think it was like a sit-out choke slam or something, sit-out power, but I don't know, it was like a move like that. And then like they win. It's like, okay. Like, where's Legado going? Like, when are they going to start dressing up like Tony D and his crew? But doesn't it really matter when they're going to start doing that? Because Terry Crews? What am I smoking, man? Fucking Santos Escobar shows up. He's like, you think I was going to leave my family behind? And a big SUV, and they drive off. So they're going to debut on Raw or SmackDown. If I was to bet my money, I would say SmackDown. Or maybe, could be Raw, like, it doesn't really matter. But they have a bunch of backstage segments. Do we care? We've got Cora Jade, or is it, what's the other, who's the person? Is it, I think it's Cora Jade slagging about Roxanne Perez, saying that she's better than her. It just shows you, there's just no story to that feud. Like, see, back in the day, they wouldn't have said, I'm better than you. I mean, they would have said, like, I fucking ran your ass over, or, like, because they had a storyline, or, like, I smashed a beer over your head and that fucking bar made you look weaker. I fucked your girl, or something, something along those lines, or, you know, I took your belt off you, or, I mean, I'm not saying taking a belt's a fucking storyline, but I mean, have something. See, this whole, I'm better than you, what is that, man? I mean, anyone could say that, you know? I mean, like when fucking Rikishi run down Austin, he's like, Austin knows I wouldn't steer him wrong. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, this promo steered me wrong, it was shite. We have Tyler Bate defeating Von Wagner. I mean, just look at the neck of Tyler Bate. Nafa's sake, looks like a re-rat bastard, and he's defeating a pretty big guy in Von Wagner. Not a fan of Von Wagner, but I think Tyler Bate defeating him is a bit shit, if we're being perfectly honest. But it is what it is. Tyler Bate, man, the guy sucks. I don't need to say any more on the matter. And then I believe it was actually before main event, we have all the matches getting signed backstage, the triple threat women's match, and then like the camera pans out, and then we've got 2 men, Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate, and they sign. It's like, that guy just made the men look pissed that they're all sitting at the same table signing fucking contracts. That's just me. Then we have our main event time, lights out match. We haven't had one of these in a while. I believe AEW did one, but in terms of WWE, would the last lights out match be Booker T against The Rock back in 2001? Probably. You know what? This match was pretty good with some pretty funny spots. The lights was like a weird like nighttime colour, because of course Wendy Chu is just kind of like that. But yeah, Wendy Chu does pick up the win, but notable spots, man. There was like moves on Lego. They treated Lego like it was thumbtacks, which I thought was actually a pretty good spot. There was a choke slam through a baby crib. She gave us another fun spot, and you've got to like respect this, because I mean, wrestling's been going a long time. I know they've not really been doing all these hardcore spots since the dawn of wrestling, but to keep it fresh, it is a hard job. I mean, I can slabber about current wrestling as much as you want, but it is like, see, during this match, this could have just been a simple match. They do a barricade spot and an announce table spot, and you're thinking, oh, it's just the same old, like, but end of the day, they tried new stuff, and I enjoyed it. I actually thought it was a pretty good match. So, NXT this week, definitely better than the last couple of weeks. So, I'm going to give NXT here, NXT 2.0 a 5. Am I going to get a 5? Is a 5 too high? I'll give it a 4 actually. 5 may have been too high, but I'm going to give it a 4. Really good.